So over the next 6 months, my life's gonna undergo a lot of change because I'm gonna be grabbing a place in London and splitting with some people because it doesn't really compensate because I'm not gonna be there the entire year, but I do want access to that city more regularly, and so I'll grab a place there. And at the minute, like it's my last. Well, tomorrow I leave 4:40 in the morning, so I'm about to sleep, trying to wrap some things up, and then gonna head out tomorrow morning. Travel to London on Wednesday, head to Singapore. It's gonna be a pretty hectic like week, but I'm excited about things, and I'm also really trying to just double down on sticking to a couple like sticking to one key task per day, which I think is surprisingly useful. And um, I'm really just trying to double down on like focusing on my constraints better. And so not getting distracted on things which I think will help, but are not actually resolving the key main constraint. And I think previously my to-do list had a lot of these things, and now I find it way easier to manage it because I look at it and I'm like, okay, is this solving the thing I need to solve or not? And if it's not, I delete it, I get rid of it. And that's a big reflection and a big kind of thing that I am moving forward with. Also, I'm reminding myself of that principle that or not principle, but in business, this is an idea which will help you, or at least has helped me a lot to deal with things. Is the actions that you take today will only yield the results in 6 to 9 months, and the bigger your business, I think, the longer that time frame. A lot of times, and it's not that doesn't apply to everything, but I think that frame of mind is really useful for you to be able to engage in long term useful activities. And my previous mistake was I'd be looking at, okay, I want to double, income by next month. How can I do things? Like a lot of the times those quick fixes aren't the long-term things. And you have to take actions with the kind of 6 to 9 month latency of the results, because the results are often a lagging indicator. And the 6 to 9 months is it's just a kind of reference window. It depends on what you're doing. Sometimes it might be 3 months. Sometimes it might be 12. Sometimes it's 18. But I think 6 to 9 is a good way to at least like mentally prepare yourself for the fact that things will not come in. And like, if you can look at it from that perspective, you really broaden the actions that you can take, which can benefit your business. And last time I did that worked out really well for me when I kind of accepted that reality and I worked with that in mind. And I was a lot more okay with not seeing the results immediately. And if you do expect them immediately, it's very hard to be patient because you're kind of, oh, what's wrong? How do I have to change what I'm doing? And sometimes you don't, you just have to wait. So that's another like renewed focus that I have is on that idea that things like the latency between the work and the results. I'm feeling a bit sick. Like my stomach doesn't feel super great, which is annoying. But I'm also... I'm really trying to double down on making sure I take the most effective actions. It's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat that you're rowing in. And obviously, more work is better, but like I would rather do higher leverage things. And so if I really focus on the things with which are my biggest constraint, I think I'll make a hell of a lot more progress. And I really want to double down on that. And the next 6 months, I bet I'm going to spend a big part of that in London. So, no more than 180 days, but a fair amount will be in London, setting up just some more like presence there and getting to know people, like interacting more in that circle. And depending how things go, Dubai. So next step, for fiscal residency, it's super interesting, obviously. And I think outside of that, doubling down on doing amazing work and content for the business as well, which is something I haven't done properly in a while, I think. And I've been able to grow the business through referrals, luckily, because, I've really doubled down on client satisfaction and things, but I think I really have identified the tools and the areas which I can improve. And I'm excited to implement that and to see the results, but I am well aware that will take time. The actions I take today will give me results in 6 to 9 months. And so if I take a lot of actions right now, I can maybe hope to see some of those results before the end of the year. And that would, to me, be super encouraging. That's pretty much the plan.